What's happening, YouTube? Cande back with another how-to video coming you straight from quarantine. And today I've been hella excited to do this video, man. Today we got a 2003 to 2005 Nissan 350Z full waterfall center console conversion to a 2006 to a 2008 Nissan 350Z interior waterfall center console. Real quick, man, thanks to all y'all support. We coming with weekly videos every Friday, 6:45 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. 350Z videos every single week. Bro, we got merch on the way and a big ass giveaway that we'll be talking about next video. Please go ahead and subscribe and turn the bell icon so you're notified. But if you are subscribed, then y'all already know the vibes. It's Untitled Chapter, not Slaughter, so let's get straight into it. Boom, first things first. Let me just show y'all how clean it looks. Bro, what a beautiful interior. Jesus Christ. 2003 Nissan. Dude, I swear to God, it even shifts better. Nice cushion right here. Good solid fucking knob. Shit. And big plans on the way, believe that. 2. This is just the installation. I'm gonna go over all the parts that you need to take out and the parts that you need to replace in this video, but I'm not gonna show the taking out of the old center console. That video, you can click the link right here. It's also gonna be the video right after this one in the ZZ Mod playlist, the official 350Z playlist for this channel. 3. If y'all coming from that video, if y'all remember the previous owner has some screws missing, all screws will be covered in this video. No screw left behind. 4. You can DM me on Instagram at 350Z Cande if you have any questions. I'm gonna try to go in detail as possible. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment or message me. Let's get straight into the parts you're gonna need to buy. Stay tuned in this video. I'm gonna tell y'all where I get all my parts on the low for. Alright, we're gonna go over all these parts real quick, exactly what you need. I know you already can see it, but we're gonna go over them. Alright, let's go over everything you're gonna need. So unfortunately for the 350Z conversion, you can't just do one of these. It has to be either all 4 or not all 4. Let's start with the tombstone. Make sure you buy your tombstone with the gauges and the cubby. You will not be able to reuse the cubby or the gauges. And obviously, if you have the OEM stereo, you're gonna need to get the 2nd generation stereo too. Armrest. Again, make sure it comes with the cubbies. The only thing in this entire conversion that we're gonna be able to reuse is the heated seats. I'm gonna show y'all how to do that. Don't waste your money on buying a 2nd generation heated seat. The wiring harness used in the 2nd generation is not going to fit your 1st generation 350Z. I'm going to show you how to convert it in this video. For the boot shifter, make sure it comes with the hazard switch and AC controls. There's a reason why I forgot to include the AC control module in this clip, but for sure you're gonna need an AC control module to do this conversion. If you do not get the AC control module, when you start the car the first time, your AC is gonna be blasting. There's a reason why I didn't buy the AC control module before installation. It's because even throughout my research, I wasn't sure which AC module to get. In this video, I'll go into detail on which AC control module you should get. We'll talk about it when we install it on the car. Lastly, you're gonna need both knee panels. If you have an aftermarket stereo, the 1st generation kit isn't going to fit the 2nd generation if you want it to look flush. So you got to pick yourself up a new kit. And we're also going to be changing out the shifter knob. If y'all been watching my videos for a while, you know my thumbs don't work. So this shit is perfect for me. The shifter knob is probably the only thing that we're going to have to actually reconstruct and retrofit it onto our 2003 shifter. So I'm going to hold off on doing that till the end. I'm super excited. Personally, my opinion, I think the 2nd generation is way better than the 1st generation. Replace these plastics right here. Dumbass shifter. By the way, this isn't painted. The 2nd generation is black panel, and this is like a light charcoal kind of gray, whatever. Extra cubbies, a fucking perfect place for the hazard. If you're thinking to yourself, Cande, how you gonna use the old harness when the 2nd generation comes with the light and the 1st generation doesn't come with the light? It might shock some of you to know that these actually come with the light hazard. I'm gonna show y'all how to install it, and if y'all piecing the puzzle together, that means Nissan made the 350Z 03 with all full well knowing that the 06 and up was gonna fix a lot of the dumbass problems that the interior parts have. Like, come on, bro. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, this was a good idea, but the plastic y'all use is cheap as fuck, so it's gonna break. Like, look how much this is gonna swing out. A hideaway door is a fucking awesome idea, but not when you use cheap shit. From a marketing standpoint, you understand why. From a consumer standpoint, it's kind of fucked up, but y'all know how we do it here, and I'm gonna teach y'all how to convert that shit. Like I said, we only have 2 things to transfer. We gotta transfer the heated seats onto the new one, and we gotta transfer the stereo onto the new one. Also gonna install the trim inside. First, we're gonna do the stereo unit. Alright, first you can see the stereo mounting bracket is bolted on to the tombstone by 4 screws on either side. We're gonna go ahead and remove those. And the head unit comes right out. Alright, and you just gotta remove the old bracket, 4 screws either side. Unfortunately, I cannot find any metal ones, only plastics. Go ahead and just assemble your kit. Comes in 4 parts. Go ahead and slide the face on till it snaps into place. Go ahead and drop your stereo in. Make sure you go ahead and push it all the way in place. After you got it in place, put back your screws and tighten them down. Make sure you just find the holes, whichever gives you like the straightest passage. Same on the other side. Ain't she pretty? Still got the protector on her and everything. Alright, now all you're gonna do, drop it in. You'll know if you put the kit on right because it only goes one way. Reinstall your 4 screws. A good tip is to get all the screws half threaded and then go on and full thread them in a crisscross pattern. God damn, my screws do not want to go in. Y'all know I ain't one for forcing screws, but these just don't want to go in. Alright, after you get it good and in there, y'all know I ain't getting stereo jack today. There you go, your tombstone's ready to be put in. Now for the heated seats, make sure y'all clean everything. Make sure y'all clean everything out. I'm gonna keep the cup holder. Hell yeah. God damn, that ain't even my change, bro. Buddy has spilled coffee in here or something, man. Alright, first thing we're gonna do is remove all the harnesses. This is the hazard. Just push down, pull out. This is also a hazard harness. Not being held into anything. It's just a different adapter. I don't know why they have them. Same thing with the heated seats. Just press down. After you removed all the clips, it's only being held in by zip side push clips. You can just rip them out. God, I hate push clips. Alright, now you can see the screws we need to remove. 1, 2, already got them halfway out. Bop. That removed the plate. You could take the clips out from right there, but just to make it easier on myself, I'm just going to remove the 2 holding the whole entire assembly in. You can just take the whole thing out. Now you can see exactly what's holding in each clip. It's just these little sidewalls. I just put pressure with my thumb right here and fit the flathead between us. Just like that. God, look how fucking dirty that shit is. I don't even want that shit going on my carpet. Put your thumb. There you go. You could take off the blank one by just pushing on the back of it and flipping up just like that. Now it's time to clean this shit. Alright, y'all can throw everything else for the next owner. Alright, next we gotta remove the old harness off the 2nd generation center console. We're gonna pop out these push clips. God, I hate push clips. Like, that's so unnecessary, bro. Look, Nissan, how you gonna give me access to 2 of the push clips and not the last one, bro? Like, that don't even make any sense. Make sure y'all take the light switch out. The light harness you can actually twist and just take the whole fucking light out. And then that way you can just take the harness out easily, just pushing on down this little tab. But of course, this is stuck with fucking syrup too, bruh. Take off all these fucking bitch ass push clips. Bruh, buddy had fucking syrup inside the fucking control, man. You know how fucking long it took me? I was scrubbing these bitches. Scrubbing. You remember all the crush? Did y'all see all the crush that was around here, man? I was scrubbing. Alright, now time to remove the plate. Since my center console, I bought it without the heat warmers. I have this panel right here. It's all good. It pops out from the inside. You can just punch that plate out just like that. From here, you can insert your new ones. I like to put the blank one in the middle. Make sure you lock it into place. Alright, and for the switches, make sure you put them in correctly. The arrow points to which way you're going to want them. Easy trick is face them inwards and flip them straight out. And that's going to be perfect. Just flip them around and make sure that arrow is pointing to which seat is going to be warm. And then from there, snap it into place. Same with the other one. Beautiful. You see what I'm talking about? The arrows pointing to the driver's seat, pointing to the passenger seat. Obviously, you can put yours anywhere you want. I just like the blank one middle. Check it out, bro. In case y'all was wondering, what was I gonna do about that light switch? Even the 03 comes with the light harness. Alright, now I'm working on the harness. Now we ain't doing any kind of wiring. We only want to just take off all this electrical tape that it has. And the reason why we're doing that is because this right here, your hazard male switch, needs to go as far as it can up. And with this light male harness, it needs to go as far back as it can. Because our little light is actually back here with the heating seats. This extra harness we're probably going to tape down. So make sure you guys carefully cut this open. Once you get it started, you can just twist it all off. Alright, with all the wiring exposed, we can pick which ones we want to extend further up. So the main harness and emergency hazards, we're going to keep up top as far as they go. And with the light, we're going to bring her back. And that right there is a perfect amount. You could leave it like that. I'd recommend putting new electrical tape. I have electrical tape specific for automotive harnesses. Pretty cool, got on Amazon. It's kind of like that fabric tape. And now we're just going to dress up the harness. Now she looks all pretty. We extended our hazard and we pushed back our light. Alright, first thing before we forget, we're going to install our light. Install the light in the same way we took it off. Put it in and turn till it clicks. Grab our harness. Plug it into the switches. White right, brown left. Then go ahead and get your light. Y'all see what I mean? That is too short, right? Put in your light till it clicks. Alright, the center console armrest is ready to install. Alright, the first thing we gotta do in the reinstallation process / conversion process, we're gonna work on the knee panels first, specifically the driver's side first because it's easier. Now to give y'all some more wiggle room, you can grab this panel right here. And it's just being held in by 2 push clips right here at the top. Those just pull out. Alright, after you get it in there, I ain't gonna worry too much about that white push clip somewhere in the middle. It's gonna be too hard to even worry about. Just go ahead and push in your push clip right here at the bottom. We can push in our lower dash underneath our steering wheel panel. Back into place. Now we can work on the back screw. Go ahead and screw that back in. Alright, for the left side, same thing. Same thing. We just wrestling it in. And after we got the knee panels in, just to do the tombstone or the center console first. Just get all of them plugged in. Make sure you tuck the wires back in and go ahead and drop it back into place. Putting the stereo arms up and over. The wires are a goddamn mess. Alright, we gotta kind of pull the AC unit forward. That way the head unit bracket can drop right behind it. There you go. Now we have it a little bit more seated. Don't push it in yet. You still have to connect your gauges. And that's just that harness that we took off. Boom. After that, we can go ahead and push her back. Just so she seats down. Alright, you're gonna want to open up the cubby. Inside there, where you guys cannot see, this is where the magnet Phillip comes into play right here. Very carefully, you're gonna want to push this screw all the way in without touching nothing. As you can see, I just fucking dropped it. Alright, after you get it, just screw that bitch in. Bop. Alright, bro, if you having problems with your screw sticking, maybe because the magnet isn't too strong and because your screwdriver isn't magnetized, if you get some magnets and magnetize them to your screwdriver, these are magnets right here, it'll help get this screw to stay put. Work like a charm. We can go ahead and slide our little cubby screw hiders back into place. Just the opposite way, sliding them in towards the cubby. Just like that. If you have a mat, go ahead and place that down. I'm gonna take a quick break from the installation and tell y'all where I get my parts at. So most of all the parts you see on my channel are used parts. Like a quarter of the stuff I get from eBay, but most of the stuff I get from my plug. Go ahead and say what you do and where you're at, where to find you.
Alright, what's up guys? This is Omar from 350Z SoCal Part Out. Right now we got tons of parts in stock. Let us know what you need. Hit me up on Instagram at 350Z SoCal Part Out. Send me a DM, I'll respond right away. And we'll be here for you guys, so just let me know. Thank you guys.
He responds fast as hell too, man. Always has any parts I need. Alright, the first thing we're going to do to uninstall the AC control module. It's only being held in by 2 Phillips head screws. Most likely if you uninstalled everything, these 2 screws should already be removed. They're the 2 inner screws. One right there. And the second one right there. Now your 3 harnesses are right there in the back. You can see we gotta put our Phillips head in between it, push down and pull out. It's gonna be real hard to show you guys, so I'm just gonna take them off. You guys know how to take off harnesses. Yeah, dig. And your module comes out free like that. So the 06 Plus control module has an H or an S on it. That's how you know the difference. The 03 to 05 is going to have an A printed on it. Alright, so if you do your research online, it's going to tell you that the AC module for the 06 up needs to be an H or an S. Through some trial and error process, I tried C, H, and S seems to be the only one that works for the conversion process. Talking with some other 350Z guys, on his 06 up, he puts in the H and it works. So maybe just for the conversion you need an S, I'm not too sure, but through a trial and error process, only the S is working. Okay, reinstalling the module is very simple. Same 3 wire harnesses. Make sure you connect all 3 harnesses till you hear a firm click. That way you know you have it secured. Go ahead and push it all the way back into place. And we're going to re-screw the 2 Phillips heads to secure the AC module to the dashboard. You can see right up in here, we'll have our final screws for our head unit. You can use your screwdriver to kind of pry it, make sure that it seats firmly onto the screw. You can see our final screw belongs right there. There we go, we got all our screws in place. Next we're gonna take our armrest, center console, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Make sure I pull the e-brake all the way up and set her down nice and gently. Should not have done the tombstone before the armrest, but here we are. Alright, grab your harness, pull it through, and before you go any further down, go ahead and connect your main harness back together until it clicks. Go ahead and push that down, and you're going to leave the hazard just sticking up. So if you were like me and fucked up and did put the armrest after the tombstone, go ahead and pop your knee panels, your push clips, and that way it just slides right down, because the armrest actually goes underneath these panels. Clip that back together, that back together. Make sure you're screwing your 2 front center console control arm screws. There's 2. Then for the 2 rear. So something that's kind of weird that I've been trying to mess around with is that I actually have to push this down in order to fit the screws. At first it wasn't going in. Right underneath this cubby, I don't know if y'all remember, but there was a little airbag module, and that's what my deeper cubby is hidden on. But for some reason I took it back out, put it back down, and now it goes, and just with a little bit of pressure those screws line up. We're gonna move the driver's seat up. We're gonna put the second rear center console screw on the driver's side. Alright, unfortunately, it actually looks like we still aren't close enough because where the boot's gonna sit, this is as far as I'm pulling the wire. This is the harness we're connecting to. All we're gonna do is remove that bottom screw holding in the metal bracket that holds in the harness. Alright, when reinstalling the bezel / AC control, first thing we're going to want to do is to get your key or flathead screwdriver, and we're going to shift it to neutral. When we go ahead and put our bezel down, make sure you connect your AC control modules to your AC control knobs. It just gets pushed into it clicks. Now that we have the cord nice and long, go ahead and connect those hazards. Now all we're going to do is finesse this guy in, get him seated down, make sure none of the wires are pinching. Tuck that guy in. Push forward, keep pushing till it clicks. There you go. Now for your ring, it's orientational, only goes in one way. Shit, that looks clean as fuck right there. Alright, now for your shifter, not everyone has an automatic, but I'm still gonna show you. This is one of the only things that we actually have to retrofit. And when I mean retrofit, I mean we're gonna have to cut a new slip for our C-clip to hold our shifter knob. The old adapter just pulls right out, and the new adapter slides right in. You see there's 2 little squares, and they're different orientations, so don't even worry about the tops. We're just worried about these squares right here. Go ahead and make sure your square is facing towards the hatch, and slide it right down until you hear it click. Now all we're gonna do is get our new shifter, push it down, get you a Sharpie, go ahead and put that little bit of pressure you see right there down the shifter knob, and you're gonna want to make a mark on the bottom right there. Okay, alright, now go ahead and get you a ruler. This ruler measures in centimeters, and we're measuring from the line to where our seat clip locks in. You're gonna have a straight line indentation right here on both sides of the shift rod, and this is where your seat clip clips into to hold the shifter knob in place. Alright, that looks to just be about 5 to 6 millimeters. Then all you're gonna want to do is measure 5 to 6 millimeters from the bottom of the automatic shifter knob and make a mark. You can see I already have my mark. You can see right here, this is where our seat clip normally went. This is the indentation that's already been from factory, and you can see right underneath that is our mark. So we're gonna have to make new slits on each side to fit this. Alright, here we got our shifter knob. You can see we got our marks on either side. We got our $6 Harbor Freight's rotary tool, and we're gonna make 2 slits identical, or try to make it as most identical to the top slits, because that's where our clip goes through and connects to the shifting rod. Cut it straight as possible, right on the line. I don't know how well that's picking up on the camera, but you can see our second slit right here and the top. Alright, after you got your 2 slits, we're just going to do a little bit of a field test. You can see our little spring clip just goes right into place like that. You just want to test it and make sure it's going to go into your bottom slit too. And looks like it's not. Yeah, I already saw it. You can see that our slits need to come in a little bit wider, and looks like definitely a little bit thicker, so I'll be trying to widen it out. You can see we widened the notches. You can see this one I started going down a little bit, kind of fucked that one up. But other than that, it looked pretty freaking good. I ain't gonna complain too much. Real quick, we're gonna field test it one more time on the bottom notches. Boom. Perfect. There's a little bit of play. Yeah, you can see there's a little bit of play, but it's all good. The point is that it clamps right there in the middle, and with the rod there, it's not going to move that much around. Alright, the next thing you're going to want to do is get the base cover of the shifter knob. Since we moved the clip down lower, it's going to hit this outer rim you see right here. So we're going to have to shave the top part. You see right here what I mean by top part. Now we're going to take the little sander that comes with the Harbor Freights one. This is the smaller sander that comes in the pack, and we're just going to work that top wall where the clip is going to hit. You're trying to get it to look like this. You can see we completely tore down that top barrier. Now you don't want to go too far down because you still want this cap to be a little bit hub centric. So just get a few millimeters down. Alright, now the final thing we gotta do is take the spring clip and we're gonna cut off just about 1 millimeter on each side. Perfect. It's also a good idea to give a little bit of a sanding right in the middle. This just helps the spring sit a little bit more flush against the plastic. Alright, let's install it. Alright, now I noticed from the factory there's some grease residue in the inside. So I think from factory it comes with grease, which makes sense because these are just a plastic contact. You can see how this kind of comes to a point right here. What's happening is the mechanism when you push in, it squeezes this, pushing it down. And that's how it all works. So it makes sense to have a little bit of grease on there. Y'all know I'm just going to use some generic ass grease. That's going to be just fine. Make sure you drop your base down. Perfect. Slide down your shifter knob. Go ahead and insert your retaining clip to your new grooves that you made. Make sure it clicks down. And make sure you push the retaining clip all the way back, but without the teeth sticking back on the back part. Okay, and if your back prongs are still sticking out a little bit like mine are, go ahead and grab like a little file, push against the front, and then just go ahead and work it. Make sure your prongs are flush. You can go ahead and push something. You can file it down if you want to file it down. You can recut them if you want. I'm just going to push it down because I know I have a lot of space in the front part. And there you go. Clips right in. Make sure it's seated good. Looks great. And there y'all go, man. That is the whole 2003 to 2005 conversion to 2006 through 2008 series 350Z center console. Fully converted, man. Alright, man. Hey, I don't know if it's just me, but the gauges seem a little bit bigger. These gauges actually work. Nice ass cubby. Y'all see this flush kick? Come on. Look at these knobs. Let's just test this out. Works perfectly. Let's put on the lights. Boom. Oh shit. Okay, alright. That shit looks clean as fuck, dude. Let's see it. Oh, my thumb loves me. Look at that. Beautiful. Oh, it even feels better. Ah. Hey, yo. Hey, so this is metal right here. You see I'm throwing the magnet on it. This is plastic. Bro, the plastic looks more metal than the metal, bro. This shit looks hella clean. Oh my god, look at this shit. You know how to go buy me a little ashtray? Shit, man. Man, look how nice it is. Oh, y'all can't see, but the suede is still really good on this one too. Shit, man, dude, the shifter knob alone. What other channel, what forum y'all see this on, man? This is a 2003 Nissan 350Z. Stop playing with me, god damn, bro. Bro, you ain't subscribed, you sleep, boy. Fuck, this shit's clean as fuck. All right, let's get the fuck out of here. Hey, if y'all made it to the end of the video, I fucking appreciate the fuck out you. In the comments, go ahead and tell me which part didn't you know. I know you probably did a lot of research before stumbling onto this video, and I would like to know from y'all what y'all didn't know. That way I know what insignificant detail that I might have overlooked, but still included in the video. I now know that that's important to you guys, because I try to include as much detail as possible in my videos. Anyways, if y'all enjoyed, consider subscribing. Remember, we got weekly 350Z videos every single Friday. The interior came out great, in my opinion. Just wow. I have so much more interior mods, especially coming hella soon, so I'm just dumb excited to get all this shit going. Yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Bye. Like, sometimes I swear my channel's really slept on.